Thomas Jefferson Memorial. It's made entirely out of marble, and it's one of the best-known landmarks in Washington, D.C. Thomas Jefferson was a bit of a genius. He spoke 6 languages, he practiced law, he studied math, science, archaeology, botany, he was a musician and a writer and a self-taught architect. It's a wonder he had any time to run the country. He's really big and, tall, has nice calves, and he's good looking, in that older man kind of a way. I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. Imagine. Gives me chills. For me, one of the most interesting memorials is that of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. FDR, as he was called, led America through the Great Depression and World War II and is considered one of the greatest of all the American presidents. The fact that he was crippled by polio and confined to a wheelchair was kept a secret from the American public. Today, however, this fact is celebrated in this open-plan, fully wheelchair-accessible memorial. This is the Lincoln Memorial. It's crawling with tourists, and it's like this day and night. But there's a reason why this memorial is so popular, and I'll tell you why when I get to the top. Catch my breath. Then I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you why this is one of the most popular sites in Washington, D.C. Number 1, this incredible statue of Abraham Lincoln. Number 2, it's Abraham Lincoln. Honest Abe, as he was called, presided over one of the most tumultuous periods of history in this country, the Civil War. He's credited with abolishing slavery and saving the Union. I wouldn't say that he's better looking than Jefferson, more fatherly looking. But he has a very sexy stare. He's got very big hands. The other reason so many people want to come here is because they want to stand right here on this spot. Because it was right here, back in 1963, that a man stood before an audience of 200,000 people, and he said to them, "I have a dream." Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the great civil rights leader, President Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator. I wonder what these two guys would think about the world today. This is the Korean War Memorial. It's really striking because it's so human. There are 19 heavily armed combat soldiers advancing across an open field, and each one of them is looking in a different direction. They don't know what's ahead of them, they don't know what's behind them. You can really see the fear on their faces. Very powerful. Only a few minutes' walk from the Korean Memorial is another war memorial, astonishing in its simplicity, the Vietnam Memorial. Well, this is definitely the most moving memorial that I've come across in Washington, D.C. The name of every single American soldier who died or went missing is engraved in these walls. 58,191 names. It really takes your breath away. And you can see, there are just so many people coming through here. This is one of the most visited sites in all of the United States, and it's the most famous memorial. You can see why. Are you looking for a particular name?
We have it.
Uh-huh. Who is that?
Mike Hope.
Mike Hope.
Yeah.
And
he's one of our classmates, and we all of us went to officer school together in the Army.
Uh-huh.
And
Excuse me.
we have a reunion this weekend, and this is the first time we've all been here.
You're right here too.
Were you in Vietnam?
Yeah, we
All
all
of
were.
them were.
You were all at Vietnam?
Yeah. He was one of our classmates.
And is this the first time you've seen the memorial?
It is for me.
This is my second time.
Uh-huh. What? Do you feel like this memorial does justice to your colleagues?
No memorial can do justice to what they did. That's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.